So good morning, all. Welcome. Happy Friday. Happy holiday weekend. It's Judith. It's a 1 hour yoga for all levels. We're combining these two Friday classes together. So basically, the equipment we use in this class would be a yoga mat. If you don't have one of those, you could substitute with a folded blanket, maybe, or a beach towel, and preferably a padded carpeted surface, not wood or tile, because your joints will not appreciate it. Take it from one who knows. All right. And then yoga blocks would be nice. If you don't have yoga blocks, these are the styrofoam versions. I prefer those to the bamboo. Bamboo is very heavy. Should you inadvertently drop something on your foot, you'd be sorry. So this is the better option, I think. And if you don't have that, you can substitute it with a couple of canned goods of equal size and weight, just as a substitute for now. If you don't have them and would like to use them. This is a standard yoga strap. This is easy to substitute with a long skinny scarf, a belt, dog leash, a bathrobe tie, something like that. I have rolled up a towel here and fixed it with rubber bands as my little fake bolster that I use on my knees or for padding as I need. And I also have a squishy mat, and that helps with padding as well. But you could use a couple of small pillows from the bed or the sofa, not a bed pillow, but small things to tuck in as you need. This is a 1 pound set of hand weights. I recommend nothing heavier than 2 pounds. And if you don't have the weights and don't wish to use them, that's fine. Weights are strictly optional. And last but not least is our friend, the chair. I use a standard metal folding chair. Definitely no wheels. We don't want you rolling off into the other room. And preferably no arms. So make do as best you can today, modify as you need. And if whatever's being offered does not work for your body, you can modify. You can do another posture, for example, that you might enjoy, or you could skip it altogether. So you are in charge. I'll be happy to answer questions at the end. And let's get going. So let's start. The first 45 minutes will be up either in chair or standing, and then the last 15 will be down on the mat. My comment on that is the best, you will get the most benefit, I would believe, if you stay through the whole class, even if you don't go down on the earth at the end. Because in Shavasana, you can do Shavasana sitting in your chair or on the earth, and you're combining, your body is integrating all of the movements and the breathing that we've done for the previous hour. It's really like sort of putting a period at the end of the sentence. So I would say shortchanging yourself if you skip the Shavasana, but I know some people have to run off. So in any event, I just wanted to put that out there. So let's start with the feet directly below the hips. The toes point forward. Let's lift right heel, place it down. Left heel, place it down. So now think about, while you're lifting those heels, think about standing nice and tall. We're working on perfect posture. So think about crown of head floating up to sky. Maybe the shoulders can roll open and the chest is open as you pedal the feet for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let's take the heels to stillness. Let's relift the right heel, and now you're going to circle that ankle joint. So think about lifting through the crown of the head. You're standing tall on your supporting left leg. And it's the right ankle joint initiating the movement, not the knee or the thigh. And then when you find an opportunity, you're going to circle the ankle joint in the opposite direction. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Heel floats down. Shift the weight to your right leg. Lift your left heel. Same idea. The ankle joint initiates the movement. Knee and thigh are just passive. They go along for the ride. And you're standing nice and tall as you circle that ankle. A couple more circles in this direction. And then you're going to circle in the other direction. Noticing any differences in this ankle joint compared to the other one for 4, 3, 2, 1. Heel comes down, shake everything out. Very nice. Now from here, we're going to just keep lifting the heels and maybe start bicycle pedaling those heels. Otherwise, it can be just a more slow pace if that works better for you. If you want to double time it, let's double time it. Pedaling your invisible bike up the mountain for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe you want to stay right here, but maybe you want to break into a baby march. That means opposite arm, opposite leg coming forward. Once you get your limbs organized, maybe making it a little bit vigorous as you march. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep marching on 1. And now we're going to just do a little choreography with the feet. Don't panic. Out, out, in, out, in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then back to center slowly. Feet and legs come together and the feet come to stillness. Now see if you can glue the insides of the feet and the legs together. You're going to rest your hands on your thighs, maybe, or the hips, and you're just going to circle the knees. So this isn't necessarily a big movement. Circling the knees, noticing how the feet and the ankles accommodate the shifting of the weight. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Circling back to center. Breath in, breath out. Breath in, breath out. Now circle in the opposite direction with those knees and legs as though they're one unit, glued together. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then corkscrewing back to center gently. The feet come about hip distance apart now. You can rest the hands on hip crease or waist. Let's circle the hips now. Warming the body gently, not violently. So think about inhaling forward, exhaling, squeezing the navel to spine as you circle it in the back. And just breathing into any tight spaces, any sore spots. Big full breaths for 4, 3, 2, 1. Corkscrew back to center. Circling in the opposite direction, noticing any changes or differences in this direction. There might be, and there may not be. You're just doing a little inventory, just noticing what the body is willing to do for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Circling back to center. Let's roll some shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Moving up the body. Counteracting computer slump. I tend to slump over the computer. iPads, desktops, books, steering wheels. Car seats are not designed for perfect posture. Mine are designed to envelop you. So I find I'm hunching forward. Let's go ahead and circle the other direction. Big full breaths for 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake out the arms and the shoulders. Let's keep the feet relatively wide. The toes might want to point out about 5 degrees. Let's take that right hand down the outside of the right leg. Left fist goes into left armpit. Come back to center. Chest stays squared to the front of your space. Sliding down the left, right fist goes into right armpit. So it's like the body is sandwiched between 2 panes of glass. The chest is squared forward. You're moving side to side, giving a tug to those intercostal muscles that attach to the side ribs. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming back to center. You might want to be near your chair for support. If you have an available wall, that's also a possibility, or a big piece of furniture that's not going to move if you push weight on it. You don't want anything falling over on you. So from here, we're going to turn to your right, and we're going to just take the hands outside and the inside of the leg, slide them down that right straight leg, and then bring it slowly back up. You can keep this right leg soft, the left leg soft, sorry, your right leg. We're going up and down your right leg. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, this time we'll stay down on the exhale. And grab whatever you can grab, pressing the chest close to the top of your right thigh. Maybe your hand wants to rest on the chair for support. Maybe it doesn't. So the idea here is to press your chest close to the top of the right thigh for 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying right here. The top right arm is going to go straight up. If that arm is straight up is too much, you could rest it on the sacrum. So you have 2 options there. Pausing here for 4, 3, 2, 1. If the arm is straight, little circles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Top arm comes down. Triple slow time. Let's draw the hands on the leg just as we did before, coming up slowly. Coming back to center. Let's pause in the center here. Open the chest, roll the shoulders. Big breath in. Big breath out. Let's turn to the left, your left straight leg. This right knee can stay soft. As you bow to that left straight leg, bowing, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale up. Exhale, bow. Noticing any differences on this leg compared to the other leg. And be glad we're not spiders. We'd be here for hours. How many legs do they have? 8, 10? That's a trick question. Let's do 2 more like this, up and down the leg. Inhale and exhale. Next time you go down the leg, stay down. You can grab whatever you can grab. Chest is pressing close to the top of the left thigh. And you're pausing here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Left arm can either rest on sacrum or go straight up to sky. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Top arm circles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Top arm floats down. Triple slow time. Coming up the way you went down before. Nice and slow. Coming back to center. Turning toward center. Opening the chest. One hand on heart. One hand on belly. Let's just pause here. You might want to drop the eyes closed, or maybe it's just a soft gaze on the earth. And noticing where the energy has shifted in the body. Heart beating, blood flowing, chi or life force moving throughout the system. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze out all the air. Nice and easy. Shake everything out. Feet and legs can stay more or less the same. Let's just start by swinging the arms forward and back. Make sure you have clearance behind you. You don't want to hurt yourself swinging those arms back and forth for 8, 7, 6, soft knees, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then the arms can come down by the side of the body. Now we're going to swing the arms, but we're not going to touch the body with the arms. You're going to slice in front, slice in back. Nice way to get blood and chi and lymph moving throughout the body for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly bringing that down to stillness. Don't abruptly stop. Just slowly unwind. Very nice. Now, your right foot's going to come slightly farther forward than the left foot. We're still facing forward. We're going to do little bird beak hands. So 4 fingers pressed together with the thumbs. So you have little bird beaks here. And you're going to just plug them underneath your collarbone, the clavicle. Your right bent elbow is going to shift forward. Inhale forward, sweeping in a circular fashion. You're going to twist and look over your right shoulder. So it's going to be inhale forward, exhale, twisting and turning. Little balance challenge here. Let's do 4 more. Taking your time. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. And then coming back to neutral. Coming back to center. Now the left foot goes slightly farther forward than the right. Left bent elbow forward circular and twisting to look over the left shoulder. So it's a rocking motion going forward, twisting and turning, looking over your shoulder, behind you. Noticing if this side feels different than the other side. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back to center. Arms can unwind, shake everything out. Nice and easy. Now I'm going to grab weights. Weights are optional. If you're not using weights, it's a soft fist. And a lot of these you could do sitting in the chair if you had difficulty standing for long periods of time. So you could do these either standing or sitting. You can figure that out, part of your new yoga practice. So no weight or one weight in each hand. And we're going to shrug and drop. Palms face the midline. Shrug and drop for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to neutral. Realign. Working on your perfect posture. No weight or one weight in each hand. The palms now face your thighs. Let's start on the right. Exhale up to shoulder height only. Inhale, coming down. Same on the left. Exhale. Inhale for 8, 7. Nice and smooth. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe you want to keep alternating. Maybe you want to do 2 together. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the arms up on 1. Here we go. Out and in, out and in for 8, 7. Shoulders drop away. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Arms float down. Very slowly, resisting gravity, shake everything out. Now in your right hand, the palms are going to face outward. No weight, one weight, or two weights in your right hand. Gluing that upper arm closer to the side ribs, we're going to work on biceps. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Using the muscle, not momentum. Let's do 8. Don't rush it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Unwind the arm. Slowly, slowly. Transfer over to the left. No weight, one weight, or two weights in your left hand. The palm faces outward. Inhale, slowly. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly unwind. Very nice. Now I'm going to go ahead and sit in my chair. So everybody can find their chairs. And then placing the bum mindfully on your chair seat. You're going to try to stick closer to the front of your chair seat than collapsing into the back of the chair seat. So think about getting a little bit farther forward. You might want to pull flesh away from sits bones here. Let's go ahead and take the feet and legs in parallel. We're going to take them a little bit wider here. So now you're going to tilt the torso forward at an angle, maybe 10 or 15 degrees. And you're going to bend your elbows. If you're using weights, the head of the weight is towards the ceiling. So these are hammer curls. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 8, building muscle and strength for the bones. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's re-extend the arms. The palms now face the sky. And you're going to lift those straight arms up to the sky. And you're going to keep them higher than the bum. Now we're going to pump the palms up towards the ceiling. Working on that back, the skin on the back of the arm, the upper arm for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower those straight arms slowly down, resisting the gravity. You're still going to stay tilting forward. Now the palms face the midline. Flies. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold them up, palms face the floor, little pumps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly lower the arms down, nice and easy. Shake everything out. Now the palms face downward on the tops of the thighs here. So you have no weight or one weight under each palm. You're still sitting close to the front of your chair. You're sitting nice and tall. You're going to remember to squeeze those abdominals. We'll do alternating legs. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back to neutral, readjusting your posture, nice and tall. Let's stay on the right side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 8, 7, or as many as you can manage. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. And just pausing here. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more time. Big breath in. Big breath out. Now we're moving to the left side. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5. Noticing any changes on this side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, very nice. Coming back to center. I felt that side. Let's go ahead and bounce the legs here for 8. A little choreography. 7, 6, 5. Have some fun. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really nice. And then I'm going to use the weights for now. You're still sitting close to the front of your chair seat. Let's take the palms, the ends of the fingers facing towards one another. We're going to twist to the right and back to center, twisting left. So this is a seated twist. Squeezing the spine, keeping those spongy discs between the vertebrae hydrated and lubricated. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, upper body only. 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Now we're going into goddess arms in yoga. Goddess, inhale. Maybe it's a baby back bend as you gaze at the sky. Exhale, close the forearms together. Slightly mirrored in the back, not too much. Opening up, chest. Exhale, close and squeeze. Be squeezing those abdominals. Opening and closing. Let's do 4, 3, 2. Don't rush it. 1. Nice. Reopen. And now we're going to twist right. Back to center. Left. With your goddess arms. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And just arms come forward, arms reopen. Exhale, inhale. 8, 7, arms only. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then the arms can come away, shake them out. Oh, shake out those arms and shoulders. And then just taking your wrists and just stretching it forward. Giving a little break here to your hands and your wrists. Same on the other side. Let's interlace the fingers. And we're just going to do a circle 8. See if you can get some movement in the wrist joints here. So we're keeping the joints open and lubricated. Pumping synovial fluid. The synovial fluid is the WD-40 of the body. It doesn't start, it doesn't happen until you move the joint. So we're responsible for creating our own synovial fluid. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Do the opposite, circling the opposite way. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Shake everything out. Super nice. That's all turn to the right in your chair seat. So now you're extending your right arm straight out from the armpit. You're gazing down the middle finger of your right hand, and you're going to twist to the right slowly until you come to a sticking point, and there you will stop. I have both hands on the back of my chair seat now. I'm in a seated twist for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come out of this only halfway, just a tiny bit. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn, maybe a little deeper. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly coming back to center. Back positioning back towards neutral, and then turning to the left. Now the left arm comes straight out of the armpit. You're gazing down the middle finger of your left hand as you twist to the left. Twisting, twisting, twisting until you come to your sticking point, and there you will stop. Noticing how this side feels compared to the other side. I have both hands on the back of my chair seat to keep me in my twist for 4, 3, 2, 1. Only slightly release. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn, maybe a little deeper. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly coming back. Very slowly. I'm going to show you this version of Malasana. If you don't have blocks, you can just watch this. Or you could try for Malasana or full blown, but that's a bit advanced. So I'm taking my 2 blocks. I'm taking the short ends together. So basically I'm raising the floor up a little bit higher. The toes are going to come onto your blocks and the toes are pointing out. So now Malasana is, if you've seen people in the East and Asia, they can just plop right down and read the newspaper like they're squatting on the sidewalk. This is sort of what we're trying to do here, but it's a modified version. So you've got your toes on the blocks. You've got your elbows on the soft parts of the thighs and attempting to keep your torso upright as you press into those thighs with the elbows. Meanwhile, the thighs are pressing back. You're saying those elbows aren't going to push me around. So you've got that isometric press going in the thighs. Think about lifting up through the torso for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it slowly. Release the pressure. Shake everything out. Everything can come off of that. Let's move the blocks away for now. Now you can sit all the way to the back of your chair seat. Scooting all the way back. Hopefully you have some support for that low back area. Pull flush away from sits bones. Extending the 2 legs in front of you. And the feet are flexed. And you're going to point the toes. Flex the feet. Pointing and flexing. And while you're busy doing pointing and flexing, you're also going to spread the toes nice and wide. And then when that feels comfortable, you're going to circle the ankles as well. So many things going on in the feet and the toes. If you're circling, be sure you circle in both directions. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And now, keeping the feet flexed, take the legs slightly wider. One arm might want to come up. Second arm looks to come up. Staff pose, sitting in a chair. So staff pose is a yoga pose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to flutter the feet and we're going to pump the belly at the same time for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying here, slowing the feet. We're going to externally rotate both feet, internally rotate. External, internal. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly arms and legs can come down, nice and gentle. Shake everything out. Very nice. Now we can scoot forward onto our chairs. And let's take the legs slightly wider. This is about flexibility, working on keeping the flexibility, the spine flexed and hydrated. So think about the spine as a whip-like motion as we do this. You're going to lead with the chin, exhaling forward, and then rolling up as you tuck the chin, coming up to sitting in neutral. Exhale forward. Inhale, tuck the chin and roll it up. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then rolling it up, triple slow time. Now we can do the opposite. So now we're going to tuck the chin. Inhale, tuck the chin. Exhale as you sweep forward with the spine, crown of the head, rising up. Inhale, tuck the chin. Exhale, sweep the spine forward. So let's do 4 of these. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Now you're back to neutral. Let's take the legs even slightly more wide. Right forearm can either rest on right thigh or it can press into the soft part of the inner thigh. Left arm comes up. Modified triangle pose, Trikonasana, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arm comes down, triple slow time. And now left forearm can rest on thigh, or the left forearm can press into the thigh as you lift your right arm. Chest is square to the front of your space. Modified triangle pose, Trikonasana, for 8, 7, 6, 5, really stretch, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that arm can float down slowly, slowly. Now the legs can come slightly, a little bit closer together. Not parallel yet, just a little bit closer. And now we're going to take the whole torso and sweep it from right to left. Inhale, exhale as you sweep from left to right. So each time you sweep through center, squeeze those abdominals. Breathe in. Let's do 4. 3. 2. Squeeze it. Last one. Nice. And then coming back to center, just shaking everything out. I'm adding some weights here, but weights are optional. Don't panic, if you don't wish to use them or don't have them. We're gonna do a sit to stand. So I'm placing weights on my shoulders. If you're not using the weights, stack the palms over the heart center. Hopefully you won't need your hands to help you get up and down off the chair. So you can have two options here. So it's inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. We'll do 4, 3, 2. On this last one, don't re-land, but hover over your chair seat. Little pumps here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We straighten. Slowly remove any weights if you were using the weights. And then we'll do one more thing with the chair. And then I'll give you a very quick tutorial on how to use the chair to get up and down off the floor. But let's do this one first. So I'm facing the chair seat. You may, if you have a block, may wish to have a block handy or two. You can decide. It depends on the proportions of your torso compared to your arms and legs, etc. So the legs are wide. And you're facing your chair seat here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to imagine you've got a strap around your hips, pulling you to the wall behind. The crown of the head will be pushing forward. And then you're going to keep your legs wide and maybe just rest your head on stacked palms or maybe on the block as you stretch nice and wide. So you're pressing back with the hips. You're stretching forward with the crown of the head, even though you're resting it on the chair seat. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming to center here, coming up slowly. Let's keep the torso parallel to the floor. You're going to press into the right leg, right side, and shift over to left. So now you see if you can stay in the same low plane. So you're not lifting up in the middle. You're just going side to side, using the chair for support. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming back to center. Big deep plie. Straighten the legs. Heel toe the feet together or step the feet together, whichever works. Once the feet are directly under the hips, you can grab the back of your chair, rise up, triple slow time to avoid getting dizzy. We don't want you to get the head rush. Now, going down on the earth for the last 15, but here's how you would use a chair to get up and down off of the floor. This is also good information to have. Should you fall, you can find a chair, a coffee table, a curb, something on which to leverage yourself back up again. So, little tutorial, quick one here. So you're facing your chair seat. Most of the weight will be in your arms. Shift the weight into one leg, float it down to the mat, and then the second leg can join it. Now you're on the earth. To get back up, same idea. You can grab either the sides, maybe grab the whole chair seat, maybe assist one leg forward. And then this back foot will be tucked, the toes tucked. The weight will go in the arms. Big breath in. Exhale as you lift the bum up to the sky. One foot under the chair seat, second foot under the chair seat. And then you're going to slowly rise up at your own pace. So now you're back up to standing. So that's how you would use your chair to assist you to get up and down off of the earth. If you're not using the chair, you might want to place your blocks at the narrow end of the mat if you're using them. Let's face that narrow end. A series of big swan dives here. Inhale up. Exhale, bowing, swan dive. Inhale up. Exhale, bow. We'll do 2 more. And this last one will stay down. Fingertips can come to mat, maybe to low blocks. Here you can let your head hang. Good news. And the feet stay flat, and you're going to micro bend the knees left and right while you stretch out the low back. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Stepping back to downward facing dog. Here the body's in a triangle shape. Chest is pressing close to the tops of the thighs. Bicycle pedal your heels. Wag your fluffy dog butt, your fluffy dog tail. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Floating down to the mat with the knees, big toes together, knees wide apart. Press into child pose. This is where I grab my bolster and place it behind my knees to create more space behind the knees. And you press the bum back towards the heels. Whee! Now big stretch now for the tops of the thighs, the quads. Big stretch for the tops of the feet. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms could be forward on the mat, or the arms could be beside your legs. If your forehead doesn't come to the mat, you can always rest your forehead on stacked palms, stacked fists, or on a low block. Now breathing into the back body. Inhale, lower back, middle back, upper back. Noticing the pause at the top. Exhaling, upper, middle, lower back, squeezing out all the air at the bottom. Inhale, lower, middle, upper back. Noticing the silence at the top. Exhaling, upper, middle, lower back, squeezing out all the air at the bottom. One more time on your own, just like this. Inhale. Exhale. And then slowly, slowly rising up out of child's pose. Shake out the wrists. Find your way to sitting, but face that narrow end of your mat. So the legs are going to be bent, feet and legs in parallel, toes point forward. Have props handy if you want to use them. I'm going to grab a weight, but if you're not using a weight or a block, you can interlace the fingers in a supplicant kind of form here. So it's inhale forward, exhale back. Inhale forward, exhale back. This time we inhale forward, stay back now. One lower leg parallel to the earth, twisting side to side, transverse abdominals. For 4, 3, 2, how far can you twist? Last one. Foot comes down, come back to center. In the middle, inhale forward, exhale, squeeze it back. Inhale forward, exhale, squeeze it back. Last time. Forward and back, opposite lower leg. Twisting side to side. How far can you twist? We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Foot comes down, leg goes away, chest goes through the knees. Let's go ahead and roll all the way down onto the back body, drawing the knees into the chest. Now we're going to use the strap to stretch out the backs of the legs. If you're sitting in a chair, you can grab that thigh close to your chest and you can stretch the legs up and down. So you can actually do this movement in your chair if you're not on the earth. If you're flat on your back and you've got your knees bent, use that strap around the ball of your left foot. And you're going to draw it in towards your face. You can even have the ends of the strap and draw that left straight leg towards your face without forcing or jamming. It's an optimum stretch, not your maximum. The foot is flexed, circle it, after cleaning a spot on the ceiling with the sole of your left foot. And then you're going to circle in the other direction. Very nice. Nice and easy. And then coming back to center, both ends of the strap come into your left hand. Right hand anchors your right hip bone. Left straight leg drops off to the left. The minute the right hip bone wants to lift off of the mat, you stop with your left leg, flexing and pointing the foot and circling the ankle in both directions. And then bringing your foot to stillness, keeping the leg off to the left. Bend the left knee. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Left straight leg comes back to center. Strap goes into right hand. And the left straight leg drops to the left. Right, sorry. Left straight leg drops to the right. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the left knee. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. For 4, 3. Shoulder blades should be on the earth. 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Rebend that knee. Remove the strap. Loop the strap around the ball of the right foot. Draw that right straight leg in towards your face. Optimum stretch, not your maximum. That right foot is flexed. I'm going to start circling the whole right straight leg. And the sole of the right foot will be cleaning another spot on the seat. And then you're going to shift directions and go the other way, circling. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then strap goes in the right hand. Left hand anchors your left hip bone. Right straight leg drops to the right. The minute the left hip bone wants to lift off of the mat, you stop with your right straight leg. You're going to flex and point that foot. You're going to circle the ankle. Spread the toes wide. And then slowly bringing that foot to stillness. You're going to bend right knee. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Right leg is straight, back to center. Strap goes into the left hand. And then the right leg, straight leg goes to the left. You don't have to take that leg all the way to the earth. The minute you feel the stretch in your outer hip, you've done the job. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend right knee. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming back to center. Rebending the knee. Removing the strap. Rolling the knees into the chest. Massaging that low back. Maybe it's a side to side, east to west rock. Maybe it's a circling on that sacrum, which is that bony part of the low back, right there by the coccyx bone. If you're circling on the sacrum, be sure you circle in both directions. And then bringing that to stillness. Lay the knees wide apart. The feet are still floating. Grab the ankles. Let the weight of the arms open up the hip crease a tad more. You want to continue to flex and point the feet. That's an option. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Close the knees. Feet come down to the mat. If you have a block, grab a block. If you don't have a block, the palms go face down underneath, just right there at the edge of the bum, so you have support. Otherwise, press your feet into the mat. The knees are bent. Lift the hips. The low block slides directly under the sacrum. Once that's stable, lift the legs up. Arms come into position. Glue the insides of the legs and the feet. Inhale, drop and hover. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale, drop and hover. Exhale, lift and squeeze. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. Drop and hover. Open, close, squeeze. Drop, open, close. We'll do 4, 3, 2. Squeeze those abs. Last 1. Nice. And then big walks on the ceiling with the feet. Maybe you want to add opposite arms for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly, slowly, feet return to earth mindfully. Feet press into this earth as you lift the hips and slide the block away. You're going to lay the spine down onto the mat like a string of pearls, vertebra by vertebra. And then you're going to either draw the knees into the chest for one last hug. And then slowly you're going to straighten the arms and the legs onto the earth for Shavasana, resting pose, corpse pose. Feet can flop off to the side. Maybe you want to roll something under your knees to protect the low back. Maybe you want to add a sweatshirt and socks, upper lid of some kind, chilly. If flat on the back isn't working, knees bend, feet mat width apart, knees knocked together in the center like a tent, restorative rest. If that isn't acceptable, then you can roll in one side, stack the hips and the legs, rest your head on the upper arm, or maybe a block, and you're pushing on a block. Or you can sit in a chair, feet flat, crown of head floating up to sky. If you're on the earth, I'm going to put your legs up a wall. If you have an available wall, that's also an option. It's a delicious way to do your Shavasana. So once you've organized your Shavasana, just allowing the eyes to drop closed and then scanning the body, noticing the effects of the practice, and breathing into any residual tension that might remain. And very quickly, we're going to notice that warmth forming in the soles of the feet, our imaginary hot tub. So the warmth permeates the toes, the feet, the ankles, the low legs, the knees, thighs, hips and torso, pelvis, belly. The low back releases, the buttocks release. It moves into the torso, enveloping the ribs and all the vital organs, marinating in warmth and delicious relaxation. And then it moves into the chest and shoulders, rolls down both arms all the way to the fingertips. And from there, it envelops the throat and the neck. And then it envelops the head all the way to the crown of the head. Back of the neck releases, face and jaw let go. The tongue lies at the bottom of the mouth, teeth slightly apart. Eyes sink deep into the skull, as though a white circle of healing light permeates every cell in the body. Noticing back body, front body, right side and left side. Noticing the whole body together now. The whole body together. The whole body together. And here's a short poem from Mary Oliver. I don't know if the sunflowers are angels always, but surely sometimes. Who, even in heaven, wouldn't want to wear for a while such a seed face and brave spine, a coat of leaves with so many pockets? And who wouldn't want to stand for a summer day in the hot fields, in the lonely country of the wild-haired corn? This much I know. When I see the bright stars of their faces when I'm strolling nearby, I grow soft in my speech and soft in my thoughts, and I remember how everything will be everything else by and by. If you'd like to remain in Shavasana for as long as feels right, please feel free to stay right there. But if you're ready to meet the day, begin to bring some gentle movement to fingers and toes and arms and legs. And as you are ready, drawing the knees into the chest, giving yourself a hug. And then rolling onto your favorite side and pausing there for just a few breaths in embryo posture. And then on your next inhale, pressing yourself up into a comfortable seated posture, rooting the sits bones down into the earth, drawing the crown of the head up into the sky, scanning the body for the effects of the practice, and thanking the body for all it does all day, every day, and bringing to mind one thing for which you are grateful. And on the next inhale, let's float the palms up overhead, hands meet in prayer, dropping down the midline, stopping at the heart, Samastiti, this beating heart. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you stand in the light of your own true self. I salute the bright light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan.